Now continue with the next part. For operation with polynomials, the main focus is adding and subtracting with polynomials. So here I have a 3-term, which is also called trinomial, added with another 3-term trinomial. So when we're adding and subtracting, we're going to be doing the same as what we did before, combine like terms. But the one thing you gotta be very careful is when you combine like terms, same variable with same exponent. So I repeat, for this section, for this part, combine like terms, same variable with same exponent. We're just going to combine like terms, meaning combine the coefficient. That's all it is. Coefficient is the number that's in front of the variable. Now the reason I said same variable with same exponent is because later on we're going to be working with multiple variables. So right now we're going to be working with single variable, but later on there's going to be multiple variables. For example, here we have just a as a variable. Later on you may have examples where it's going to be a and b, or x and y, or m and n, so multiple variables. So let's start with this example. So the process is I have two set of parentheses with a plus in the middle. So that means I'm going to add these two sets together. So in front of the parentheses is an invisible 1. And I'm just going to distribute my positive 1 to the parenthesis that is directly in front of. So my arrows are pointing to this set right here. Positive 1 times positive 7 is just positive 7. Positive 1 times negative a squared will be negative a squared. Positive 1 times negative 3a to the 4th, negative 3a to the 4th. And then I have nothing in front of this parenthesis, so I'm just going to bring the inside down and let go of the parentheses. So negative 1 plus 4a to the 3rd minus 4a squared. This is a positive 7, so it's going to be a plus. Alright, so I'm going to combine like terms. I'm going to start off with this one here, which is a number. So I'm looking, and then we have another number right here. So negative 1 plus 7, that's going to be a positive 6. Alright, my next one will be the a to the 3rd. So I have to look for where there's another a to the 3rd, which I don't see any, so I'm just going to bring it down. Plus 4a to the 3rd. Now a squared, so I'm going to look if there's any other terms with an a squared, which I have right here. So I'm going to combine these two. So negative 4a squared minus a squared will be negative 5a squared. So again, notice how my a squared, when I combine them, it stays a squared, and I simply combine the coefficient. So negative 4 minus 1 became negative 5. So again, when I'm combining like terms, my a squared will stay a squared. In the past, when we're combining like terms, meaning adding and subtracting, I had students, when they were combining, they also messed with the exponents when they should not. So when I did negative 4a squared minus a squared, I didn't change the exponent. I'm just combining like terms, meaning I'm combining my negative 4 and my negative 1 and became negative 5. So my a squared stayed the same. Last is a to the 4th. That's the only term I have left, and there's no other a to the 4th, so I bring it down. Negative 3 a to the 4th. Alright, now I finished combining like terms. The last part is I'm going to put my terms in order, starting with the highest exponent, which is 4. So my first term will be negative 3a to the 4th, then plus 4a to the 3rd, and then negative 5a squared plus 6. So that will be our final answer. And I'll box that up. So For your final answer, make sure to put your terms in order, starting with the highest exponent going down. In example 2, in the first set, we have a negative 5x to the fifth minus 6x squared minus 5x to the third. In the second set, negative x to the fifth, negative x to the third, or minus x to the third, plus 2x squared. These two sets are being added because we have a plus in the middle. Now don't forget, I have that invisible 1. So I'm going to distribute to this set because my invisible 1 is directly in front of this parenthesis right here. So this set. So positive 1 times negative x to the fifth, negative x to the fifth. Positive 1 times negative x to the third, so negative x to the third. Positive 1 times positive 2x squared, so plus 2x squared. There's none in front of this parenthesis, so I'm going to bring the inside down and let go of the parenthesis. So negative 5x to the fifth minus 6x squared minus 5x to the third. Alright. What we're going to do next is combine like terms. So I want to start with my first one here, x to the fifth. I have another one, so right here. So I'm going to combine like terms. So negative 5 with the negative 1 will be negative 6x to the fifth. So again, I combine like terms. I kept it the same, x to the fifth. Next is x squared, and I do have another one right here. So negative 6x squared plus 2x squared will be negative 4x squared. My last one is x to the third. I do have another one right here. So I'm going to combine these two. So negative 5x3 minus x to the third. That will be negative 6x to the third. So again, see how I did not change the exponents when I'm combining like terms for adding and subtracting. Last, I'm going to put my answer in order, starting with the highest, going down. Highest exponent, going down. So negative 6x to the fifth minus 6x to the third minus 4x squared. So, here's my final answer. In this example, I have a 3-term trinomial being added with a 4-term polynomial. So even though this is 3 terms, this is 4 terms, I can still combine them by adding. It's just that, again, when you combine like terms, make sure that it has the same variable with the same exponent. So, my invisible 1, going to distribute to the terms that is directly in front of the parenthesis, so this set. So positive 1 times negative 6x to the fourth, negative 6x to the fourth. Positive 1 times negative 1, so negative 1. Positive 1 times positive 7x to the fifth, so positive 7x to the fifth. Positive 1 times positive x to the third, so positive x to the third. Then on the first set right here, there was nothing outside of parentheses except for that invisible 1, so that means that I'm going to bring down the inside and let go of the parentheses. So negative 6x to the third plus 2 minus 4x to the fourth. Alright, time to combine like terms. Starting with my x to the third. Check in, and then I have one back here. So negative 6x to the third plus x to the third will be negative 5x to the third. Next is my 2, so I'm looking for just regular numbers, so I have another one right here. So positive 2 minus 1 would just be positive 1. Now x to the fourth, there's no one right here. So negative 4x to the fourth minus 6x to the fourth will be negative 10x to the fourth. And then the last one is x to the fifth. I don't have any more, so I'm just going to bring that down. Alright, So I finished combining my terms. Next, I'm going to put my terms in order, starting with the highest exponent. So positive 7x to the 5th minus 10x to the 4th minus 5x to the 3rd plus my regular constant number 1. And then box our final answer.